Manna of Thursday the 28th of November 2024. Today's topic is, God will fight for you. Our text today is taken from Exodus chapter 17 verses 8 through 16. Welcome to today's Daily Manna of Thursday the 28th of November 2024. Today's topic is, God will fight for you. Our text today is taken from Exodus chapter 17 verses 8 through 16. Then came Amalek, and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. Verse 11. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone, and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side, and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar, and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. Verse 16. For he said, Because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek, from generation to generation. Key verse. Exodus chapter 17 verse 15. And Moses built an altar, and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. Following their miraculous victory over a confederacy of Arab nations led by Egypt, that fought against Israel in the famous Six-Day War of 1967, former Israeli president and wartime pilot, Major General Ezer Weizman, simply said the victory was the finger of God. The Israeli army was clearly outnumbered by the enemy nation's superior military power and experience, yet they fell in defeat before Israel in less than a week. When God fights for you, no power can stand before you. In our reading today, the young nation of Israel had just left Egypt, en route the promised land. They had not gone too far when the nation of Amalek rose up against them, seeking to halt their forward journey to the land of promise. By this time, Israel had no standing army and was utterly inexperienced at warfare. However, through Moses, God instructed Joshua to rally a few men to face the Amalekites. While Joshua and his men engaged in the war, Moses, supported by Aaron and Hur, interceded for them, and God did fight for them. The Amalekites were defeated, and in praise to God, Moses raised an altar before the Lord, in which he acknowledged God as their banner, Jehovah Nissi. No matter what enemy may confront us in the battle of life, we are confident of victory. This being the case, we do not have any reason to fear as Christians. The devil may attack our health and well-being, work and businesses, home and family life, or calling and ministries. In whichever form the attack may come, his primary focus is to stop our heavenward journey. This we must resist vehemently with faith in God. We must resist the temptation to succumb to the enemy's threats. Fear will make us look away from God to other sources for help. Fear will make us surrender our liberty to the enemy and become his ensnared slave. But we must remember that the Lord is always with us as a mighty man of war. He will fight for us and hand us the victory banner. Fought for the day. When God fights for you, no enemy can withstand you.